Sunrise Daily. Well, yes, indeed. Now we're joined by Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso, who is a member of the PDP. He's a PDP presidential aspirant. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thanks a lot.
Well. But it's less than 6 months to the elections, and your party, you don't have a presidential candidate yet. How can people take your party seriously?
Thank you very much, Chamberlain. The PDP, as it stands today, as far as the presidential election is concerned, is the only democratic party, especially if you look at it from the angle of presidential aspirants that we have today. And on the other hand, you have APC, which from the look of things have got only one aspirant who is the candidate and also who is the president. That is not good for democracy, and that is not even good for themselves in terms of winning general election.
Are you speaking for the APC now?
Yes, I'm speaking for PDP, and I'm analyzing the situation as it is today. We have seen it in the past, that in 2015, PDP had only one candidate, and it lost the election. And if you look at it statistically, from 1999, 2003, 2007, and 2011, PDP had very competitive primary elections, and they were winning the elections, the general elections in those election years. But in 2015, they decided to print only one form for one person, and they lost the election. And if you look at President Buhari himself, 2003, 2007, 2011, he was only being given a ticket without any primary election, and he was losing. He only won election when he had a very good primary election here in Lagos in 2015. So if you look at it statistically, there is correlation between good primary election and winning the general election. So that is why I can tell you from my experience in this game, and you can see it also over the years, from 1999 to date, all these major parties, if they go for primary, they win election. If they print one form for one person, they lose election.
Yeah, but you cannot use that to judge completely, because we still have to go through the primaries, and if the president is still running under his party, the APC, that doesn't immediately translate to him running as the sole candidate will lose.
Well, certainly, that's what I was saying. If you look at it from a statistics point of view, that is exactly what is likely going to happen in 2019. And if you also look at it from the angle of number of aspirants, you can conclude that every strong party like PDP is likely going to have as many aspirants as possible. In any case, today we have over 90 parties in this country, and in those, many of those parties are not even known by you and me, and of course other Nigerians. They will find it even difficult to get one person to say he or she is contesting under the party. And therefore, the more the aspirants, as far as we are concerned, it shows the strength of the party. Because if people are not sure of winning election, or they don't have much confidence, certainly nobody will be in a hurry to join that party as presidential aspirant or candidate. So to me, it's a source of strength. Of course, people may argue that the party leadership and the aspirants should come together and see if some can merge, some can agree to work together in the party during the primaries. And of course, if that is not possible, the most sensible thing to do is to go and have free, fair, and credible election, which everybody will see and everybody will be satisfied that there was fairness, there is justice, and there is equity. And at the end of the day, whoever wins, others will come and join him to go and campaign out there to make sure that APC is defeated in 2019.
Yeah, but Senator, I mean, to make this a little easier, why is it that, you know, the PDP has got over a dozen candidates, but we don't find candidates stepping down for themselves to make it easier for the party to manage, which we've seen happen previously in the North?
No, you see, normally it doesn't work out that way. Everything has time. Of course, people are free to come up as aspirants. People are free to go and buy forms, which is good for the party because party will, of course, raise some funds for the activities of the party, which can be funded from that resources. But as time goes on, I very much suspect and pray that many of us can come together and reduce the number so that at the end of the day, we can have a good primary election. But even with the number that we have, 1 dozen or just over that, to me is still healthy, is still good for democracy. But if we can reduce it, it's even better. But from my own experience also, I know that if you have two candidates, only two aspirants contesting among themselves, it's even more difficult to agree because the implication there is those who are friendly to A will be with him, and those who are very angry or against B will also join A, and vice versa. And you find that at the end of the day, whoever wins, the enemies that are living with A or B will go out there and make sure that trouble is created unnecessarily, maybe because of the enmity. So, yes, the 12 can be reduced, but if you go to 2, it becomes more difficult because bitterness and anger comes in because of the...
Do you believe that all the candidates, presidential candidates in your party, are working in the interest of the PDP? Because some coaches have come out to say that perhaps some of you are moles in the party.
Well, you see, in politics, people will have different opinion based on their information, their background, and understanding of things. It's possible because we are in opposition.
It is possible to have that there are moles in your party.
But I don't know them. But it's possible because we are in opposition. Government is there to plant anything against the opposition. And I will not be surprised if there are moles, and I hope there is none, because I've not heard or seen anyone. And I believe that at the end of the day, whether government likes it or not, the situation as it is on the ground, delegates will go to the venue of our primary election and choose the best. Of course, the best is somebody who is likely going to challenge the incumbent, defeat him, and have government of PDP in this country in 2019.
Is it true that there's this disquiet about where the party convention will hold, either Port Harcourt or Abuja?
Well, you see, many people have their own version of argument. I met some people who were saying, look, in Abuja, we have all the facilities. Many of us, the delegates, the aspirants, live in Abuja, and in terms of convenience, Abuja is the best. But on the other hand, we are living with a government that doesn't understand, to put it mildly. I'm sure you remember that recently I wanted to decamp. I wanted to declare, and I followed all the due process. I paid all the fees. I got all the papers. Just hours to the declaration, we got an information from the police. We got information from other security agencies to say that, look, they have order from the above that That place is not good because that day was a working day and so on. And even before we applied, we are very aware that many events took place during working days in that particular place. So I think our leaders in the party thought and believe that with the level of impunity that we see in government at that level, it will be a wasted effort to even ask them to give us Eagle Square or any other place in Abuja. And therefore, the leadership decided to look around to see the best place. And they thought Port Harcourt is the best in terms of the stadium or the facilities, and of course, including the hotels and so on and so forth. And many of us are not are fine with it because of what we have seen from the government. But if you are talking of convenience, certainly Abuja would have been the best for us. And certainly that's why the ruling party wants to do their own in Abuja. Even when they fix a date, not 6, now they decided to do it on the 6th of